When I woke up this morning, I saw something I was extremely excited to see. My main man Cop is back to World of Warcraft, back to streaming World of Warcraft and hopefully Mythic Plus. Currently live streaming, getting back into it, taking a look at the Horrific Visions feature. What is this chat feature as well, by the way? I've never seen this. Is some new feature? I don't even know what this is. Pretty cool. He says, today we are going to do some Horrific Visions to try and earn the Hellman chant before we hit Mythic Plus this weekend. Guess what that means? Hopefully more amazing submissions from Cop. If you guys haven't seen, he has consistently been the most prolific contributor to this series. I don't know that he submitted a bad one, to be honest, and we're going to take another jaunt into the magic vault that Cop provides. And this one is actually from a while ago. This was from the beginning of the season. He sent me a bunch and we're just getting to this one now, but I would imagine sometime soon we're going to get another one from more recently from Cop. But let's take a look at this one because this is another very unique key, another one that is showcasing just how important the tank role can be, especially in lower keys, and how it often is the cause of the most havoc out there. As we often have to do, we will be reading the email that he has sent us as well. He says, I had waited for over 20 minutes of the key to fill after I had joined it. The person who winds up tanking the key started as a healer and then switched back and forth several times as he tried to find people to fill the key in each role. Shortly after the warlock joined and offered to have a guildy tank, the key holder would start switching from healer to tank. The recording begins early as I noticed the chat and decided that the key might wind up in your hands. So as of right now, they're chatting about the Hellstones, which is a weird chat point to have happening, making some drug references from the Hellstones. That's an interesting way to spin that. Yeah, we have this Quell the Loss prop pally playing a tank, and again, as Cop mentioned, this is somebody who had switched between healer and tank multiple times to try to fill this +8 Mythic Plus +8 motherload. We have talked a lot about this now, about the idea that there are a lot of people out there switching roles, trying to become a more adequate group invite or be just like a more wanted member of the group. And I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. I really don't. I think we have a lot of evidence now that there's a lot of people playing tanks out there that are not ready for the tank role or not prepared for what it might offer them. And yeah, we're going to see that again here today. So anyway, here's the first funny part. The hunter is asking about bloodlust. They're the only person who could handle it. We have 2 monks and a paladin and a warlock and then the hunter. So they have to handle bloodlust. The guy says, where do you want lust? So Ragnaros monk says, lust first pack. Big. That's great. 4 minutes just into this recording and we're finally ready to begin the dungeon. Of course, we're going to begin it in this way. Have a look at what's happening on the screen. This is my favorite low-key thing. All right, there's not even anybody near the dais, by the way. So here's the countdown. We're putting the key in. The guy has to like run all the way up to the dais. That's really funny on its own. Look, when the countdown starts, there's nobody even close to it. The guy has to pop like a speed buff just to get there. You're going to see him horse all the way up there. Look at that. Yeah, that's really funny on its own. Oh, I have to put the key in. Okay, let's go do it. So again, talking about bloodlusting the first pack, he's going to try to make a really big pull happen here, and that's pretty normal for Motherload. Tank again is going to reiterate the strategy, lust first pull, and now he's getting off his mount, then uses the horse. I have no idea why, but anyway, we're going to pull all this pack. Look at the health bar. It doesn't even like, you don't even have time to react to it. Watch it again. You honestly have to stare at the paladin's health bar. I'll just zoom in on this, okay? Just watch how much damage this guy takes in this short of time. I'm going to narrate it for you since you're just looking at the health bar right now. There's the first pack pulled, there's the second pack pulled, the third pack pulled, and he throws a shield at the fourth pack and is dead before anything gets close to him. 2.5 packs, not in melee range of this paladin, and he is down like the Titanic 20 seconds into the dungeon. Of course, we don't bloodlust. I mean, I guess nobody's surprised by that, but we don't bloodlust. Tank actually runs back. We do like some really weird shit with Ring of Peace here. Like, I guess maybe they're just trying to like not get killed, but the Mistweaver is going to throw down his Ring of Peace and he's going to basically do nothing with it. He just like knocks one mob back, and then Cop's going to throw his down. It's going to knock the one mob into the other ring, and it's like they're just getting bounced back and forth. That's really funny. But anyway, they died. The paladin is back, okay, but now we have a bunch of deaths already. We're up to 3 deaths on this opening pack that we still have not bloodlusted on. The healer's not there. Tank's going to go down again. Does manage to survive a lot longer this time, but he's going to go down again. Up to 5 deaths, and they're calling for a reset. Both the hunter and the paladin are calling for a reset, but you guys know if the video is on this channel, we don't fucking do that here. So instead, here comes the mobs. They're running back to the entrance. Again, be very worried about this, guys, because if these mobs can actually leave the entrance, they have a chance of taking over all of Azeroth. They may take over Dazar'alor, and this would be really, really bad for us, but we are going to rack up a total of 12 deaths, basically all spawning from a 20-second kill on the tank. Here we go again, pulling more packs. Look at the damage they're taking. This is just 4 enemies. It is tyrannical 8 as well, by the way, not even fortified. Managed to stabilize course, we are fighting the emissary, having to deal all of that. Good thing for Cop's Touch of Death there, because otherwise that thing is not getting touched by any of these guys. This tank still has Balls of Steel, doesn't even care that they just got farmed on the first pack of the dungeon. Chaining this pack into the mechanized Peacekeeper. See, I told you this was a good pull. You guys were wrong. Look, other tanks do this. Here comes super sneaky secret strats here. We're going to just be sneaking around the edge here. This is so scary, dude. The tank kind of like falls down the ledge, aggroes this pack. I just started aggroing this pack too because so many people would accidentally aggro it when we'd run by it. There's more sneakiness though. We now are going to try to skip. I mean, don't forget we came around the side of this guy for a reason. We're going to try to skip him. Oh, just kidding. He's just going to walk up here and throw his hammer at him. So we're just going to fight this mob that gives 2% count in the whole dungeon by itself. Shockingly, nothing else gets aggro. That's probably like the worst possible place you can fight this enemy, period. But yeah, we're just going to run through. By the way, look at how much damage the paladin took there. He's going to run through like 4 puddles. Watch the health. Watch the health right here. It's going to end up at like sub 20% health after running through those puddles. It's crazy. We're going to continue on. I guess we're just going to like walk next to those mobs. We're fighting those too for some reason. Just going to fight these guys. Again, combining, making a big pull happen here. Not too big of a deal, but it's actually kind of awkward for these people to keep DPSing, keeps chaining mobs into other packs. Just like literally just like the packs like at 20% health and just like running, aggroing more and more and more stuff. Doing the old school route. We want to get a second Bloodlust in before the first boss. That's the old school strategy. We used to get to like 80% count in the first area. I think that's what they're going for here. Again, chaining the Addled Thug, just like getting smacked in the back by the Addled Thug. Watch this. Just turns around. One of the hardest hitting mobs in the dungeon just turns around and just starts running into the Peacekeeper pack. Drops Consecrate, immediately runs out of it. Here we go. Fighting Peacekeeper now. Thug is knocking Cop around, but Peacekeeper down. All trash down. You know, it is tyrannical after all. You would not expect the trash to cause as much problems as it did. So we are going to get on to our first boss here. And this boss usually looks like is one of the easiest bosses in here. I think it's actually very, very easy to tank. I think it's very easy mechanically. Sometimes people get a little bit turned around with the bombs, but that's really the only mechanic. So as long as everybody's dedicated towards doing that, you're going to be all right. Watch the Paladin's health bar though, as he's tanking a boss that I feel like is very, very easy to survive. I mean, maybe with the magic dot, but the guy is almost dead again. Gets hit to like a sliver of health here, even though the boss has just begun. We're almost going to die. We get a bubble from the monk healer, and that is the only reason that person survives, I think. Here we go. Cristiano Ronaldo lining up the shot. Nice kick from Cop there. There's some off the screen that you're going to see. One does not get kicked in. I think it's just like too far, and the guy's just like maybe struggling to kick it in, but that is going to explode. That doesn't even come close to killing anyone, by the way. Again, only a Mythic +8. At that point, though, I think maybe the most in danger is the tank. Already at like sub 50% health. We are getting some healing, but they are sitting below 50% for like the entire fight, and they are actually going to barely survive. Basically, the only reason they survive is because the boss starts doing other mechanics other than punch them. Coin magnets, and then they're like launching the foot bombs or whatever like that, so not mailing the tank. Tank's starting to recover a little bit, but man, are they in serious danger. It honestly looks like they're wearing like cloth gear or something like that. Just like straight up not going up in health, even though the healer is just constantly pumping heals, and the tank obviously should be doing stuff too. They are actually going to die to melees on a boss fight on an 8. I don't know that I've ever been submitted something like that. I'm not sure I've ever seen a tank do that, to be honest. Usually the bosses are the easiest thing to survive. Tanks are very strong this season compared to they were in season 1, and I don't think I saw any tank die to a single target boss in season 1 either. But because they take the res, Cop gets melee, by the way, he's down, but they take the res and then just like hyper start panicking, like literally like turn their back to the boss and start sprinting away. Watch this here. Here it comes. Just turn their back and just start sprinting away from wherever they're tanking it, leaving the bombs behind. So we have a bomb all the way over here. This is definitely not getting to this boss. Doesn't even get like halfway to the boss. There's about to be 6 bombs go off. Look at this. Literally like every bomb's gonna go off. He takes it as all the bombs are going off. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna be a full wipe. That is like absolute every bomb going off. And then the tank says this. Is this a GG? Question mark. After 19 deaths in the first, there's not even a first boss killed. Yeah, we don't have timer. Oh, okay. I'm glad you're confident in that. One last amazing moment. Watch the tank here actually going to fucking backpedal out of the dungeon. Unbelievable. Sometimes you think these are scripted. Unbelievable. So they are going to disband a +8. This is very early in the season again. Cop actually sends me this on March 20th. So this is only like 2 or 3 weeks into the season at this point. They're going to disband a +8 because the timer is out of question after 19 deaths before the first boss. Great. I have nothing further to add. Thank you for returning to World of Warcraft Mythic Plus Pugging Cop. I cannot wait to see your next submission, and I'm sure you guys agree. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow for more streaming. Back to normal schedule this week, and then more insanity next weekend. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.